Jack Dlich here today, coming at you with a pretty spicy deck profile today. I have Dlich today, so it's obviously the bare bone of DDD and the bare bone of eldlich, fairly bare bone anyways. Yeah, that's the most. This is I think I simmered this down to the best possible build I could get out of it. I have playtested this quite a bit with buddies. I haven't brought it to a tournament. I think I'm gonna bring it to a tournament tomorrow. See how it does. And but I mean, through testing, this has actually been performing better than my pure version of DDD, mainly because Eldlich gives it that recursion that it doesn't actually have. So even if you kind of don't have full access to your combo, you can still you're always if that's the case, you're just going to be sitting on Eldlich cards for a turn or two, which is fine because you'll be able to hold them off fairly well. And by the time you've opened like something to start your combos in this deck, you're just gonna go right off because your recursion's still going. But like I mentioned with the recursion, DDD on its own has more so of like an aggressive kind of recursion. So they like have like a really good follow up, but eventually they're gonna burn out, right? Whereas where Eldlich just keeps going and it gives it that like more so long term grind game. DDDs can grind on their own, not like for sure, but it just gives it like kind of what DDD needs, and it works really well with the deck. And it's also like if you're gonna out my board, you're still gonna have to deal with Eldlich on, and then my follow-up's just gonna be insane kind of thing. So that's what really helps. So you're not gonna lose like a Dark Ruler or anything. You have ways to turn off Ruler in this deck, which is kind of cool, which I'll go over more so. But anyways, this was suggested by a viewer slash subscriber, I believe. I'm not sure. I don't really keep too much track of my subscribers, but he suggested that I build this deck, and I found it kind of cool. I was like, you know what, like, I don't actually like Eldlich on its own, but this actually seems like a pretty good idea just because it'll give it, like I just mentioned, that kind of recursion, that the grind recursion that this deck kind of needs. And the deck can still perform fairly well and consistently with the Eldlich engine in it. And like I said, if you don't open the best, you're still going to fall back on Eldlich cards, right? And then once you draw that like Kepler or something, you can just go right off, which is insane, right? So anyways, don't know if I mentioned this, but I haven't taken this in any tournaments yet. Playtested with friends last night, and I've been playtesting the ratios a bit more. There's 2 slots I'm kind of like debating still, but I think I'm gonna keep it this way. I'll explain my ratios more so in the video, but yeah, I'm gonna get right into this profile now. I think you guys are gonna like this. I know not everyone's a fan of Eldlich, including me, but this was a deck worth trying, and it actually does really work well. And they have decent synergy because you have continuous spells and traps if you want to, right? Like DDD on its own. But I find it just really helps give it that grind game, like I just mentioned, right? So I'll just get right into this profile. Hope you guys like it, and yeah, I'll see you down on my playmat. Just jump right in this deck profile. I don't have a side deck. Normally, if I'll only usually put the side deck more so if this is like, you know, maybe a deck I've like performed it with the tournament in or something, just to show you guys what I'm playing against the meta. But for now, I'm just going to show you, just because this is like more of a spice deck and like kind of an interesting build, I'm just going to show you like my main deck and stuff. Just forget about the side deck. Side deck would be pretty standard towards like, it's all up to you anyways, right? So we're just going to get right into the main. Standard triple Kepler. This guy's your searcher. I'll try to explain some ratios a bit more because I'm playing Eldlich now. Like, you're just playing, you know what, I'll just lay out all 3 of these, or all the core cards. So you're just still playing 3 of everything. You're playing 3 Lamias. This card's amazing in this deck, like always. Like, Lamia's just a good card in general. Triple Necro Slime, you're still playing 3 of this. Swirl Slime, you're still playing 3 of this because this is like your main way to get to start your combos, right? Just Fusion Summon for DDD is always just your main way to start your combos, right? So 3, 3, 3, 3. That doesn't change at all in this build. This is what you need just to go full combo, right? These are all your combo pieces, so you want to max out on 3 each. And then there's only 2 other DDD cards I'm playing, and I'll show you as soon as I can swipe all these off. So playing 1 DD Ghost and 1 Ragnarok. So DD Ghost is in here because you actually don't need it, but for this in general, but for the combo that I do play, I'll explain later on when I get to extra deck why I'm playing that specific combo in this build. You do need DD Ghost. DD Ghost is just a good card in general, right? So, and I'm playing the one Ragnarok. Ragnarok is only like a 1-of in this deck because you need your spell and trap card zones, and the second you place a pendulum scale, you're limited to 3 spaces, and you're probably going to want your gate face up, so you don't want it to be limited to 2. You want to be able to have more back row access, right? So you don't really want to be doing like pendulum version of this deck. You're more so just focusing on your combos, and this is like a grave extender slash. You can pop this in your scale if you really need. If you think you have the room, you can put this in your scale, right? So this is just more so just an extender. Like, that's not super important in this deck. So yeah. And for the last monster account, playing triple Phantasme. So Phantasme I find is like possibly the best hand trap right now. If you're playing, like everyone knows when you play against Dragon Link, this is a draw 4. You just fix your hand completely, and I find it's really, really good in this deck, considering it's a level 7. It is good. It helps you really well going second, because this helps you draw into like your Golden Lord or your Outland, right? You really want to see Outland off this, just because you'll like Outland searching the Golden Lord is just very way to just outboards, and then you can just continue on with your combo. On top of that, Phantasme negates anything that targets, right? And on top of that, it's a level 7, and you can just literally normal summon a Lamia, and then just get your plays going off of a Chaos Ruler, which is insane. And yeah, I'll just get into it more when I get to the extra deck, but this card is like such a good hand trap in this deck. I will not take this out. This card is just an amazing hand trap to have, but it does synergize really well with this build. So I really recommend playing triple Phantasme. Or sorry, I have 2 more monsters, Eldlich der Golden Lord. These are Germans, so yeah, Eldlich Golden Lord is just a crazy card. You know, it's effect like going second. You actually really want to have access to this card, because it'll just force out your opponent's board. Then you can just combo off, right? And just being like 3,500 when you special summon him again just helps you OTK so easily, right? And Sanguine, right? So yeah, not much explaining for Golden Lord. Spells, triple conjure out the gate, and the Swamp King. This is the same as always. These are really cool too, because you can also just send them if you really need to off your Eldlich card, right? Or if you're Golden Lord. But you usually want to keep gate out for recursion purposes. This is like usually you send this off Lamia, or even like Golden Lord you can send it off, right? That's the way like this deck can synergize in a way with the Eldlich stuff. For consistency, we're going triple Jack in the hand, triple Werewolf though. Oh, just drop this. So, and I guess the 1-of is a 1-for-1 for consistency purposes as well. That's our level 1s. So this searches you anything. This is your Pot of Prosperity, pseudo Pot of Prosperity for this deck. Searches you any level 1 you need, really. They're not always a lot of the time they actually take the wrong card. Like most of the time, like I see 90% of the time they take the wrong card, which is why this card's like just awesome. And this are just like full combo essentially. That's why you play 3 and 3. And 1-for-1 is just a good access to Kepler, or to extend, or to help you get your combo, just to search special summon that level 1 that you really need, right? So yeah, we don't have room for Desires or Allure. Allure, I tried playing Allure in this deck. I've been back and forth with Allure. Whenever I try out Allure in this deck, I find I usually just want my pieces in hand, and then Allure's not always, like a lot of the time Allure wasn't drawing me into like another dark, because I'm playing Eldlich cards, right? And it just didn't work out like the way I wanted to. It does dig your deck, but you're also getting, a lot of time you're just getting rid of important combo pieces. You don't want that, so I found this is just enough to be consistent and to still have access to full combo. Because in this deck you just need a 3-card combo to go through, 2 to 3 card combo. So yeah, it's really good along with your Eldlich package. So that's all you need, I find. And for the last of the spells, so we're playing 2 Outland. So this is the card I've been back and forth with, because mainly the way this deck works is you want to have the most access to your DD combo as much as you can, which DD combo everyone knows is like anywhere from like minimum 2 to 4 card combo, right? So you really want to see your DD cards in your hand. But this card, I still find I should be playing this card. This is like where I've been bouncing with like the Allures and stuff, or like random like draw power cards. I find this card is really good because, like I said, you can draw into it off Phantasme. You search out your Golden Lord. Golden Lord pitches a spell or a trap, which is really good if you pitch a trap, obviously, right? Then you can just send this and special Golden Lord. I find this card just too. You only like I said, you don't need to be playing this card in this deck because your Eldlich is an engine, and a card I'll show you in the extra deck why. Like you play Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler is what's going to access your combo more so, or your Eldlich engine more so. But this card I find is just a good utility card to have at 2, because obviously Outland's just a really good card in general. You're not playing full on trap, so it's not filling up your spell and trap zone. And it just gives you really good go second access paired along with Phantasme, right? So I find this card is just 100% worth playing. I think I'm just going to leave this at 2. You don't need 3. I have the 3rd copy, but like I said, I was trying this deck without any, and it was still working fine. But I find that it just works better with just having 2 because, like I just said, it just gives it really good. You also can search your golden land, and then once you mill a golden land, you can just set the sanguine, right? So it works really well in this deck. I think I'm just gonna leave this at 2. All personal preference if you want to play it or not, or if you want to play 3. You probably don't want to play 3 of this because it'll probably just clog your hand too much. You don't want to see a second one ever. So yeah, just keep it at 2 at least. And then for the traps, we're going with the engine here. So Elixir des Rotten Bloodmons, Conk Conk, and Honk Honk. So yeah, 3, 3, 2. This is the standard. You can play 3 of this if you want, but there's no room for 3, so I'm playing like the bare minimum package. This engine just gives like so much life to this deck. I mean, like I said, if you don't have like your full combo, which honestly it comes up as much as when you just play pure DDD, you won't have your like enough to combo sometimes. So this really just helps it just keep going, and I actually just really like this engine in this deck. It's just working out really well. Like I said, I'll see more throughout tournaments, but through playtesting, it's been actually more successful than my pure DDD build. It just has like such better recursion, more aggressive playstyle. I find like once you do your follow up, because you can just spam cards, right? So, yeah, these are all really good. Not being targeted, like their effects not targeting is like insane too, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna keep it like that. That's 40 cards right on. You don't want to play any more than 40. You want full access to your combos still, right? Like your combo pieces. So, yeah, glad I can fit that at 40, and it actually really works well. So we're going on to the extra deck. 2 Genghis, 1 big Genghis. This should be standard. You can play D-Arc. I've tried to fit D-Arc in this, but since you have Ghost, you never really actually need D-Arc. D-Arc's more so just an extender, but if you're playing Ghost, you don't need D-Arc, realistically, because you can just summon off have this out, and then you just make a level 8. The second Genghis is always to play through, like, it's for your follow-up, or to play through a Nibiru, right? So, with the fusion spell, right? So, should always be playing at least 3 fusions in this deck. 1 level 7 is Alexander, standard for DDDs. And so the level 8s, we're not playing, we're playing this instead of World Sword. This card is the best card in the deck, easily, by far. I'll show you throughout combos, but this card is just insane. It gives you full access, like 90% of the time, full access to your Eldlich combos, or your Eldlich, and it gives you good recursion, right? It just fills your graveyard, and it just gives you your Eldlich plays, right? So this card, and it's also, it just has so much versatility in this deck. Like you do the Calamity play, you also can summon, I'll get through more of my extra deck, like why I'm playing certain cards, but this card is the best card in the extra deck by far, and then these are your other 2 boss monsters. You always more so going to Crystalline, but depending on your matchup, you're going to go to Siegfried, right? Siegfried's also good for follow-up, but I always first initially go into the Crystal Wing. So that's like amazing, right? So we're just going to do that. And for the last, we're doing 1 level 9 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, because if you want to, you just you summon Lamia back. Use this, and then this is actually more so on the follow-up. I'll summon this. I'll usually keep this up for my combo and follow-up. I'll special summon this guy again, bring out Lamia, summon this guy. This guy's just a nutcase, 3200. It's just negation. I'll special summon the tuner when he destroys a card, right? So, or inflicts battle damage, actually. So yeah, that's just crazy. He's like one of the best cards in the deck too. And so we're playing this package. So this is the card I was talking about. Since you don't always have, you're not gonna have, like, the deck's obviously not really as consistent as like a pure DDD, but it's still really consistent. But it's not as, because pure DDD, like, you're just focusing on just straight up getting to your full board combo, whereas this card you only need like 2 to 3 card combo to access, and it also really works for the deck because you're not filling up your board, so you have access to your like Eldritch plays, right? Like your Sanguine plus whatever, right? So you need like 2 spaces, right? And that's not filling. You're gonna end on, usually just gonna end on like 3 monsters in your main zone and then the Howl. And this card is just like a win con. Like if you summon this thing, you're not gonna lose unless you're playing against a trap deck. But that's why Satellite Warrior is in here. One of the reasons why Satellite Warrior is in here is because if you're playing against a trap deck, like outside of Eldlich, because Eldlich, if you destroy them, they're just gonna recur. But at end phase, but against a trap deck, this just pops like all their back row, right? So that's really good. But it's also because if you don't have enough, if you can't climb up to summon the ghost, you can just go for the satellite warrior because 2 to 3 pops is always insane too, on top of a negation, and on top of your eldlich cards too, right? So this card definitely stays in here. That way you just have like perfect access to what you need, and the formula is just to summon both of those. Formula is just a good card for drawing, right? So yeah, and onto the links. Link spider. So I'm gonna just lay out my links here. So I'm not playing the DD link. One thing that was mentioned with the DD link is that if you have the DD link and do like a 2-card combo where you can go the DD link. I'm just gonna see if I have this card 1 second. So here's some spare cards. And I can't remember where I put that trap card. It might have been in here. It might have not. Yeah, it's in here. So here's a card I'm talking about. And then if I have the DD, yeah. So here's the DD link. I'll put those out. Just some spare cards. Don't worry about it. So I opted for Link Spider over the DD link because Link Spider, if you're kind of, it can really help you in the grind games to just send your Hakuero or whatever, right? It actually just really helps just keep your plays going for the eldlich. So I decided it's like actually a lot more important to just play Link Spider over this because you're honestly not really going to the Gilgamesh play. I don't have room to play the Brick, the level 7. So for the combo to special summon the Siegfried, so I'm just not playing Gilgamesh. It's just not worth it. But one thing that was mentioned actually by the guy that suggested me to make this deck profile was you can do like a 2-card combo where you just link summon this. Your Kepler grabs this, and you link summon this, and you'll have 2 scales, and this is basically an extra deck lock. The only thing was, though, this was made in Master Rule 3. So this card, if you don't know it, it just says your opponent cannot target monster on the field with spell, trap effects, tribute them for tribute summon, nor use them as materials for fusion, synchro, or Xe summon. The only thing is, almost every deck plays links now, and most decks do play like something like a Nightmare Phoenix, or people play Eldlich, they can just send this card. It's not a big problem for them. So I find this card, like if you think about Dragon Link or Invocation doesn't even use the cards on field, they use their stuff in either graveyard. And like there's just the only deck that doesn't get around this is Chuche Turbo, Virtual World, which is the other deck I'm playing. But it's the only card that has a problem with this. Everything else now in Master Rule 5, like just this card's just not up to date for that. So it's maybe like a side deck option, but it's just not worth it over a Link Spider, I find. It is not bad, but and also everyone you never really trigger Gilgamesh that much anymore. People just get rid of this without destroying it. So I find it's just not really worth playing the Gilgamesh, especially for like an extra additional 2,000, and for the space you have in the extra deck, right, in the main deck, especially in the main deck. So yeah, we're just going to Link Spider. The Cross Sheep is potential part of your combo. Ulti Hulk is the best card in the deck actually, because you can just summon this even if you have access to no monsters. You just use 2 from the deck and you summon this, and that's really good. So and then Boral Sword is absolutely insane in this deck because you're just summoning your you just use all your follow-up pieces, and then you just summon this with a bunch of other bodies on board. It's just an auto. This just gives the deck like an auto win most of the time. Even going second, it's just an easy like climb damage, push for damage, you just win. And especially in this build with the Eldlich, just because you're getting more monsters out. This card just nuts. I would not cut this card. It's actually probably my favorite card in the extra deck, both beside the Chaos Ruler, right? So yeah. That's 15 cards for the extra deck and 40 cards for the main. I will be doing some test hands, and I'll just showcase you guys the deck. More so the combos you can do. I'll probably do a test combo hand with like the actual combo pieces, and I'll just do a couple test hands, so guys kind of prove you guys the consistency of this deck, right? So yeah, let's get right into that. Showcase you like the first combo, like this isn't like a test hand, this is like just a straight up like gives you an idea of like what this deck can do. Here's just like your ideal 4 cards. Obviously this can be like any other piece as long as this searches the other piece, because your Lammy is the other part of the combo. And this could be like any of the Golden Lord or the Golden Land cards, right? So or even like the Eldlich, depending on what you mill, right? The Eldlixir. So anyways, we're gonna go into this. Start off Kepler searches. That's gonna be your first thing. Doesn't matter if you want to go Kepler search or Eldland. I find if you they're not gonna Ash an Eldland, they're gonna Ash a Kepler more so. So there's no point of activating this first. You might as well just activate this after, just to rub some salt kind of thing. Just be like, oh, I'm playing Eldland too, you know what I mean? So you might as well just do that. So we're searching the gate here. Here's our hand. Gate uses effective search. Okay, we'll grab the Lamia. So there's your full combo. Put these like as much to the side as I can just show you guys my hand. Use these two to fusion summon. Your Swirl Slime and your Necro Slime will summon your Genghis. Swirl Slime banishes. Special summons Lamia. This triggers special summons. So now you have your 4 bodies on board. This is what you want. This is in your hand. Don't activate this yet, I guess. So this is your 4 bodies. You have your tuner, your fusion, and your graveyard fuse, and then just an extra body for the link play. First off, you're going to climb into your synchro. That's always what you want to do because your 5th summon. At least you have the synchro engraved now, because honestly, there are some people that will Nibiru you here, which is free real estate for you. So yeah, you're going to link here. You're going to go into a cross sheet. Just doing your standard combo here. Necro Slime effect fusion summons with the Genghis. Special summon. We'll put this in defense because Lightning Storm. Special summon. This triggers. Special summons Lamia. No effects yet. We're just gonna synchro. Initially, we're just gonna go into the synchro or Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing's on the loosely because it's currently in my virtual world deck because I've been playing that deck a lot lately. Cross sheep triggers because it's now pointing to a synchro and a fusion. 700 boost and a special summon. That's gonna trigger. Special summons Alexander to put in defense. You're gonna link with these two for ulti Hulk effect. Special summons your whatever it is, the level 2 special ghost here, right? And now what Lamia is going to do is send the Genghis, special summon itself. You're going to banish Synchro, and you're going to go in for a Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler effects, so we're just going to, I haven't shuffled my deck, it's all like still organized from the profile, so this might just be a terrible mill because I don't know how I'm shuffling right now. Just doing a quick shuffle. As long as we get like one of the golden lands in the graveyard, we're fine. So theoretically, you should because you're playing 5, and you only have like 30 cards in your main deck right now. So it's pretty easy to see the golden land. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that was not. Let's just say for combo sake, let's just put like this guy in here over this. So we want at least one here because we're gonna search out a conch or whatever, right? Just a golden land card. We're gonna take the Phantasmic because Phantasmic is just a great hand trap. So that's what's really good too. You can actually grab a Phantasmic, and after that, we're gonna activate Eldland. Eldland will grab us the. Doesn't matter. Let's just say we grab Honk, and let's just set the Honk. End phase, Conch activates, and that's going to grab you your Eldlich trap. So these are your set cards, and your Eldland will just be able to search, right? Sorry, that's a terrible shuffle. So we're just not going to worry about shuffling right now. Our opponent goes, we have to wait for them to do something. We make Hulk Chainlink 1. Right away we're going to do this. We still haven't launched Negate, right? We also have this for our plays. You're going to summon this. Chain 1, draw. Chain 2, effect a synchro summon. You use all these. If you know this combo, you know it. If you don't, this is like insane. You summon this. Their turn just shut off. This literally says when this card is synchro summon, after the effect for the rest of the turn, your opponent cannot activate cards. Also, your opponent cannot activate their effects this turn. It basically just says they can't do anything. They can only set cards. And then your follow-up's insane, right? Because you have these still. You have a search of Eldland. Let's just say you had Eldland in your hand. You have this if they link summon, which I don't know why they would, but that's just in case that something happens, right? And then just in case something happens, you can't get into this. You still have this, and you still have this with follow-up for next turn. This will special summon by banishing your formula and your ghost. Ghost will recur like a Necro Slime or something, and you're gonna have 2 cards in your hand with a search. So double Phantasma, I guess, and you have your Golden Lord engrave. Like you're not gonna lose, you know what I mean? Unless they have like some insane floodgate against you. This also helps to clear like problem cards, your Eldlich engine. So yeah, that's just, and Eldland is just gonna grab you any like problem. Say they have like a summon limit or something, you just grab Golden Lord, send, get rid of that. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. Like it just has so much access to just like it's just an auto win if you're going first, and even going second, this deck fares pretty well, right? So yeah. So now I'll just get right into a test hand. Now that I just showcase you like what this deck actually does on like a full. That's like this deck's full combo kind of thing, you know? So yeah, let's get right into test hand. Well, let's get right into the first test hand here and see what we got. This will be interesting. Test hands, just to show you guys like how we going and what comes up with what. You know what I mean? I guess you guys can kind of get an idea about what I'm drawing into, but it's better to show you guys for information's sake. These are half cuts. I'm gonna draw our 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swirl, Kepler, Where Art Thou, Ragnarok. This is amazing. You might just have access to one Eldlich card, but we're just gonna go effect. Let's just go Where Art Thou on top of that just to save ourselves some time. The gates, and we need the Necro Slime. Sorry guys, I'll fan out my hand. So here we have the Necro Slime. You're actually gonna want the Lamia actually, just in case it gets ashed. But we'll just go grab the Lamia. You grab Lamia. Swirl Slime effect, Fusion Summon. Ragnarok's a good extender just in case something happens. Special Summon the Genghis. I already showed you guys the combo, so I'm just gonna kind of float through this as special summons. We're just gonna get rid of all these. So you're synchro summoning first. You're going to synchro summon the Alexander, link summon the Cross Sheep using the Necro and the Kepler. Necro Slime, use Genghis. So here's your fan of the hand again. This special summons, effect triggers, specials Lamia. You might get into Nibiru here, you might not. Depends if the player's smart or not, or if they even have it. Triggers both the Cross Sheep's effect, so attack boost, attack gain, and Lamia comes out. Genghis triggers, special summons Alexander. Gonna use these two. Gonna go for the Hulk. I'm basically just like relaying what I just did on full combo Hulk effect. Special summons the Ghost here. If you want to go for the Satellite Warrior play, you just special summon a Lamia. And then you're just gonna keep your Chaos Ruler out. But here you're probably always gonna want to go for this unless you're playing back row, like I said. Send this off Lamia, special summon Lamia. Lamia will get banished. You're going to use these two. Ruler, Chaos Ruler uses effect. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we actually have no access to our Eldlich cards, which is actually very weird. But they're probably all like still sitting at somewhere in like the bottom of my deck from. We're going to grab Phantasmic. Somewhere in the bottom of my deck from. The deck profile, but that's okay. Probably gonna get a test hand. We're just gonna draw Eldlich cards, honestly. So yeah, this is your hand. You have that full combo play where you're just gonna lock him out of even playing the game. Crystal Wing, follow up his gates. You have enough cards to just pull through next turn. Phantasma is just so good if they can even get to a link. So yeah, let's go number 2. Test hand number 2. See how this goes. Like I said, my Eldlich cards are probably all bundled together, so I'm gonna really try to just pile shuffle these like really well. As I just seen, which isn't a problem. I mean, I just access full combo, and you're probably gonna win the game if you're going first with that and you're going uninterrupted, right? So, if you go through 2 hand traps, you're probably gonna lose because that's just rogue. But yeah, let's just see what we open here. Just give it a decent pile shuffle, and let's go for draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we got? 4, 5. Like an absurdly good hand. We'll just play this out too. Let's just. It's a good hand. I mean, like I said, like it actually opens like this quite a bit because you're just playing a bunch of the essential DD combo pieces with the Eldlich cards. You always want to see at least one Eldlich, right? So, you're gonna normal summon this effect. Just gonna again save yourself some time with Where Art Thou. Actually, I didn't activate Where Art Thou last time, but. This searches this. Where Art Thou, you're going to search your Lamia. Like I said, save this for the end. Gate effect searches. Search your fusion. Search Swirl Slime. You can use these. Use these. We're going to summon the Genghis. Banish this. Special Lamia, Genghis trigger, special to Necro Slime. You're gonna synchro summon here. You're gonna summon this. We're just gonna fly through this. And so after this, if I'm opening like full combo again, I'm not really gonna showcase it. I'm just gonna show you guys more so like a bit of an awkward one to where you can go. But again, we're just gonna try to showcase you what we can get off the Chaos Ruler because it's just an amazing card. Gonna go Necro Slime effect, Fusion Summons. This is gonna special this, triggers this, specials this. No Nibiru? Cool. No Nibiru. So that special summon will trigger Cross Sheep for attack gain of all of them, and a special summon of Lamia. This Lamia summon triggers Genghis. Use these two. Cool. Hulk of Fibrax. Hulk uses effects. You're gonna special Ghost from your hands. You have Ghost in your hands, so you're just gonna you can special. I feel like a lot of people forget that you can special Hulk from your hand. Keep in mind you can't use a Ghost effect because you're specialing off Hulk. I had someone wonder why you can if you special summon Lamia off of Hulk, why you can't use it again. You can't use the exact copy. You have to use the other copy of Lamia if you're gonna summon it, because it just says specifically that copy of that card you can't summon. Or you can't activate its effects, so you're going to have to activate the other Lamia if that happens, but you can't activate Ghost here. Like I just said. So Lamia's effects can descend. Special summon, again, we're going for the Chaos Ruler here. Let's just make things different. Let's just summon the Siegfried here, just cuz. This special's Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler uses effects, so this is still in our hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, those are amazing mills. Gonna keep the Golden Lord in here. Always grabbing that Phantasme because Phantasme is just such a good card, man. These all hit Grave. Eldland effect just to rub it. So now they know you have an Eldland and a Phantasme, which is just scary for them. Let's go ahead and grab the say Conk because this card is good. Grab Conk. You're gonna set Conk. They already know you're gonna be setting Conk. Conk at end phase. Set your Sanguine. So this is your end board. This is like, again, full combo. So yeah, this is in hand. You're not losing this game 100%. So yeah, let's just go to the third test hand. Like I said, if I open like Ability Broken again, I'm just gonna mulligan it. I'm just gonna try to play with like a bit of an awkward hand. Or I find there's not too many awkward hands. It's more so you're playing one engine or the other if that's the case. Whereas if you're playing the DD engine, you're basically going full combo, you don't really care. But if you have the eldlich, you're just playing eldlich kind of thing. That's kind of what I like, because pure DD can just have straight up awkward hands quite often. So yeah, we'll see what we get here, and I'll try to play out like a different hand, not a full combo hand, because you guys kind of seen what I can do with this. So yeah, I don't think you guys are trying to see that again. Well, let's see what happens when we get like a bit of a different hand. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is a good hand. Jack in the hand. This is basically full combo. It's not really full combo, but we'll just play this out. So we have these, which is like 100. We're just gonna set these at end phase, which is like amazing. Those are like really good cards to just open. Sanguine and the Conk. So I'm gonna fan out my hand, guys. So Jack in the hand. Let's say they don't give us Kepler. They say they take Kepler. And we're thinking, okay, we have a Lamia. What are we going to do here? Because we're not always going to have perfect stuff. We're going to search. They're never going to grab, like, they do actually sometimes grab Necro, but let's just say worst case scenario where we have to take the Necro. So we're just going to do that. We're going to grab Necro Slime, and we're just going to climb up from here and see what we got. So you're going to go for a Swamp King here. Swamp King will use the effect Fusion Summon. Going to use these two. And you're going to special summon Genghis. Lamia's effect sends this cost. Special summons. Genghis effect triggers. Special summons. Now these two, this will get banished. Using these. Ulti Haux effect. Special summons from deck. And we're going to grab... Where is it? See, the nice thing about not using Desires in this deck, though, is that you're not going to banish anything important. You're still going to have always access to your Ghosts and whatnot, and obviously your Golden Lords. You can't play Desires in this deck, so yeah. But it is kind of refreshing not playing Desires, because that card is a bit of a pain in the butt sometimes. Kind of hate it sometimes. Can literally lose you games, especially if you're just unlucky like me. I get pretty bad luck in this game sometimes. Specials Alexander, Necro Slime, whole special. So you're going to special out this. This triggers special summons. We're probably just going to leave this here, but we'll see what happens here. So use these. Chaotic Magical Dragon. At least we have this out for a follow-up next turn, right? Magical Dragon effect. 3, 4, 5. And since we did normal summon, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take the Kepler, which is awesome. These are all just going to go to the grave. Swirl Slime and the Eldlich. We already have these two in our hands, so we don't really care too much. And now what you can do, you have the Alexander in hand, so what you can do is go, or in graveyard, so you can go like normal summon effect, and this will go ahead and grab. I'll get effect to search. Swirl Slime yet, so keep that in mind. So you're gonna go ahead and grab the don't know why my sleeves are kind of getting a bit stuck because they're pretty old, so kind of fanning over some cards. And since we haven't used Swirl Slime yet, we're gonna use Swirl Slime effect to special summon. Special summons this. This triggers. Special summons this. And you're just gonna go ahead and get rid of these. Special the Crystal Wing. Might as well just keep this in defense while we can. And set these two. And we're gonna pass. So you obviously don't have your level 2 play, like where you summon the guy, but you still have access to this. On your opponent's turn, you have access to this. Special this. Now the only thing is, since you have 4 cards out, and we didn't really have an option because we wanted to push for another negate here, which is completely fine. Obviously, you kind of want like that extra form of interruption because you don't have to activate these right away. We're gonna summon this, and then whenever we have the chance, we're gonna have 3 pops. So there's 1, 2, and you got 3. So you have the 3 there. You're gonna use these 2 because you want to keep your negato as much as you can. That's gonna special summon the Satellite Warrior. So now you have 2 open spaces. Satellite Warrior can get up to 3 pops, so this is 5,500. And these 2 are just, this will just get your Eldlich package going. You have Search for next turn. You have the Search for next turn. This can special summon by banishing the form. That's what's always really good about this too, is that formula is a light, and then you can banish any other dark. And you also have your Eldlich Engrave. Eldlich can just get rid of Gate if you really want to, or something like that. Or a card you just set that you don't want to activate, and you just, like, it's just insane follow-up, right? So yeah, I'll showcase you guys one more test hand. I'll try to make it like as awkward as I can, I guess, but we'll see. Okay guys, I'm gonna end the video here. I was gonna do one more test hand. I did, I think 3, and they still were just going like pretty much full combo, and our garbage guy came, taking our garbage, and I was just really loud, so, and then I realized, okay, like this is kind of like a long video, so I think you guys have seen enough. I hope you guys liked the video. If you want, just give it a try. I know Eldlich is a bit expensive. You don't need Eldland to play this deck, I'll tell you right now. I personally like it, so I'm playing Eldland. But it's personally up to you. Yeah, but I hope you guys like the video. I'll be coming at you with another DD deck eventually. Just playing this makes me realize I can play DDD with like some meta counters and still be very consistent. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys like the video. And I'll see you guys next time.